Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Pink Portal Podcast. I am Adam and this is Clay. Say something funny.
Something funny.
What a guy. So this week we're doing a shorter one. We are going to be talking about Clay's half and half characters here. Sheriff Sam and Deputy Dan, the trusted law enforcement of Johnsville. So Clay, why did you make Sheriff Sam and Deputy Dan?
You see, it was back. Do you ever remember the popular mobile game Crossy Road? That's basically Frogger.
Oh yeah, I do.
Well, there was a spin-off game. It's not even official, but like one of those like mobile games that take off the success of that. And it was called Smashy Road, if you know that. But the whole premise of that game was you drive a car and cops chase you. And one day I think we were driving to my grandma's house. This was years ago. And I was like 13, 14 at the time. And my brother was playing it. And, you know, there's all these, he's playing as this car and there's these cops chasing him the entire time. And I made up these two imaginary characters, and their names were Sheriff Sam and Deputy Dan.
Yeah.
And I would just like pretend they were chasing my brother in the car. And so I think like a few years passed, and I was making comic ideas, and I was like, what if I made like a comic series about Sheriff Sam and Deputy Dan? And that's kind of how they turned into what they are. So they have a very oddly specific origin story there. But you know, I don't think I've ever said that out loud before, but that's how they came into existence.
Wow, I had no idea. Like straight from like a junior Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah. Were you just looking up Smashy Road as I was talking?
Maybe. Well, why don't you explain the dynamic between these two? Like how do they interact?
I mean, Sheriff Sam is takes his job seriously. Maybe not so much as when he was younger, but he was toughened through the police force of being a cop. But I mean, he still has soft spots here and there, but he's a very by the books, we got to get things done sort of guy.
Yeah.
And he's kind of like your average dad who grew up in the 80s and listens to his hard rock, that sort of thing. And he's taken Dan under his wing as his new deputized deputy. And, Dan's more of he's a little shyer. He's not very into confrontation. So this cop thing, he didn't really know if he wanted to go into this cop thing, but it's toughening him up and making him a man. So it's kind of like the way I see it is Dan never really had a very good father figure in his life. I mean, he had a father, but the father never was kind of a deadbeat. And Sam is kind of like that father figure he never had.
Boy, sounds kind of a lot like his cousin, who we'll get into a bit.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, you can definitely see Sam's sense of humor though coming out in that picture of the car chase with Dr. Lochter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he takes his job seriously, but sometimes he has a little humor. I mean, like Dan was not very happy in that situation. He was freaking out, but I'm sure Sam had Motley Crue blasting at like full volume in that car chase, and he was going, "Whoa, yeah!" Full time.
Love that.
Yeah.
And yeah, actually, why don't we get into that? What is Dan's relation with his mysterious cousin here?
Well, I mean, Dan wasn't. I mean, like we didn't. I never even. When I met Dan, I never intended for this, but he is a Palmer. Dan Palmer. Yeah. So there you go. Hashtag lore. But yeah.
Yeah, he is an extant member of the Jessa family.
hmm He's Jesse's older cousin. They both share the same grandma, and Jessica doesn't. I mean, I don't know. She says she doesn't like Dan, but I don't believe that.
She she's going through some stuff, but
hmm
there was kind of a bit of an incident which we may someday reveal
Maybe
via
someday.
via the half and half story.
But like I said, we've revealed the joke is that every male in the Jesse family's name was Dan, and they just it's just more Dan Juniors as you go down. And so my hashtag lore for Dan is his dad is Jessica's Uncle Joe, and his name is Dan Joseph Palmer, but everyone just calls him Joe. And he was a deadbeat father to Dan, and Dan kind of like had to go make his own. And he was like, I'm gonna toughen myself up and join the police. TM.
All rights reserved.
All rights reserved. Yep. Soster's favorite band, the police, because they're sending out an SOS.
Speaking of infants, we should cover Dan's friend a bit here that he met through grandma.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Soster and Dan have a strong bond. Whenever Dan lives halfway across the country, but whenever he comes to visit grandma, him and Soster are inseparable.
Oh yeah. Yeah, she loves to play hide and seek.
hmm I mean, like if you're playing Battle Infants and you have a Soster on your team and you are playing as Dan, you get a boost for your Soster there. I mean, who wouldn't want that?
Good to know.
She unlocks a toy gun ability that squirts water.
I love that one time, like we were like talking it through, and you had Soster unlock a new ability. It said Soster has unlocked gun. It's like whoa,
Whoa.
easy there.
What a guy.
Well, and yeah, I think that is all we have to say about Sam and Dan. Is there anything else you wanted to cover on them?
I mean, they're pretty straightforward. We will see them more in the future.
That's the thing, is that they're important to cover, but it's like, where do you fit them in?
And right now we're kind of just in the. Right now we're just kind of in like the context phase of these episodes, where we're just giving you context of characters you'll see throughout the stories, so that you just know who they are, what they are, so you're not in the dark when we get into deeper subjects.
Yeah. And so next time, gosh, are we doing
I'm going to be on vacation next week, actually.
right?
So,
Right. But I mean, time after next.
time after next week, hopefully this finale of Rick and Morty will have aired, and we can do our clap season 5 review.
Yeah, with the French horn rating system.
Yeah,
Festival.
we will be rating out of 5 French horns. I rate this 3.5 out of 5 French horns.
Yeah, pretty solid lore.
Based.
All right, so I guess this is it.
Yep, short episode. And
Kind of a filler.
Kind of a filler, but just not not much to cover. So yep, I think that's where we'll call it quits today. You want to say anything, Mr. Jadam?
Hello, my old chum. I'm not a elf. I'm not a goblin. I'm a gnome, and you've been... No!